As a deputy with the Buncombe County Sheriff's Office, you will be faced with many different situations in which you would need to effectively communicate with other individuals. You will be expected to effectively communicate with victims of a crime, witnesses to a crime, and even suspects of a crime. You will need to effectively communicate with other telecommunicators, along with squad members, to include your supervisors and your chain of command. You will also, at times, need to communicate with other law enforcement agencies, emergency medical officials, fire department officials, along with judicial officials. You will interact with the general public, school-age kids, and the elderly population on a daily basis. You may even at times have interactions with members of the media, along with being filmed by someone's cell phone camera. Most of your interactions will be recorded on your own body-worn camera. In all of your communication opportunities, you must remember to be professional and courteous. You should also remember that your body language is a form of nonverbal communication, so be aware of the signals you're sending as you communicate. Show those you communicate with that you're listening by using your own body language and gestures to convey your attention. Also be aware that your listening skills are also a big part of communication. You must listen and be empathetic. You should listen intently and learn varying perspectives with empathy. Using the words of Stephen Covey, seek first to understand, then to be understood. Now let's talk about those communication skills that you must possess. When messages or information is exchanged or communicated through words, it is called verbal communication. Verbal communication may be two types: written and oral communication. Verbal communication takes place through face-to-face conversations, group discussions, counseling, interviews, radio, television, phone calls, memos, letters, reports, notes, and email, just to name a few. Verbal communication consists of sharing thoughts through the meaning of words. Rate of speech and tone of voice are also key factors in verbal communication. Nonverbal communication is a powerful arsenal in the face-to-face communication encounters, expressed consciously in the presence of others and perceived either consciously or unconsciously. Much of nonverbal communication is unintentional. People are not even aware that they are sending messages. Nonverbal communication takes place through gestures, facial expressions, eye contact, physical proximity, and even touching. Nonverbal communication is made without using any spoken or written words. For example, the way you communicate verbally and nonverbally with a member of the fire department or EMS will be different from the way you would communicate verbally and nonverbally with a rape victim or a small child. Again, as a deputy with the Buncombe County Sheriff's Office, you must assure that your communication skills are professional at all times.
On the St. Louis team, we have who's on first, what's on second, I don't know's on third.
That's what I want to find out. I want you to tell me the names of the fellas on the St. Louis team.
I'm telling you, who's on first, what's on second, I don't know's on third.
You know the fellas' names?
Yes.
Well, then who's playing first?
Yes.
I mean the fellow's name on first base.
Who?
The fellow playing first base for St. Louis.
Who?
The guy on first base.
Who is on first?
Well, what are you asking me for?
I'm not asking you, I'm telling you, who is on first?
I'm asking you who's on first.
That's the man's name.
That's whose name?
Yes.
Well, go ahead and tell me.
Who?
The guy on first.
Who?
The first baseman.
Who is on first?
Have you got a first baseman on first?
Certainly.
Then who's playing first?
Absolutely.
When you pay off the first baseman every month, who gets the money?
Every dollar of it. Why not? The man's entitled to it.
Who is?
Yes.
So who gets it?
Why shouldn't he? Sometimes his wife comes down and collects it.
Whose wife?
Yes. After all, the man earns it.
Who does?
Absolutely.
Well, all I'm trying to find out is what's the guy's name on first base?
No. What is on second base?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who's on first?
That's what I'm trying to find
Well,
out.
don't change the players.
I'm not changing nobody.
Take it easy.
What's the guy's name on first base?
What's the guy's name on second base?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who's on first?
I don't know.
He's on third. We're not talking about him.